Hello everyone, it's Pixie here and welcome back to my channel for a brand new video. So today I want to talk about my thoughts on Mixer because I think it's been a big discussion lately and just kind of what I think about this whole thing. A little disclaimer though is I don't really have a lot of personal experience with streaming because I actually live in the wilderness and my internet isn't good enough to stream. So that's tragic, but a lot of this is based on the experience of others and not myself. But yeah, let's get right into it. So if you don't know what Mixer is, it's a streaming service essentially just like Twitch. You can follow people, you can subscribe and chat just like you can on Twitch. And it's been around for a while, but of course it recently gained traction when they paid Ninja to exclusively stream on Mixer. Which was huge because Ninja was one of the biggest streamers on Twitch and now he's moved over to a new platform. And Ninja hasn't released the details of his contract, so no one can be sure exactly what they're paying him. But he made $10 million in 2018 from a year of streaming. So I'm guessing that it had to be somewhere around there to kind of keep his interest, because obviously if they paid him too little, like, it wouldn't be worth the risk. And there's a lot of reasons I feel like Ninja switched, but that's not really what this video is about. And Mixer can afford to do this because they're owned by Microsoft. It's a company that obviously has the money, so I feel like he's getting paid a pretty substantial amount. I think it's fair game. I mean, if a company wants to take a risk on a person being like their brand, because he essentially is their brand right now, then I don't think that that's a problem. And I think it's actually been really good for other Twitch streamers that play Fortnite, at least, because they've had a lot of growth in their channel because people who are like hesitant to move to Mixer have kind of since switched to watching other people. And I'm really curious to see if Mixer will become a more popular streaming service than even like the mainstream streaming service. Twitch really hasn't had a lot of competition, so it'll be interesting to see where it goes. The question is Mixer better? I've seen a lot of tweets and even tweeted about it myself about the code of conduct that Mixer has. And now I'm going to put something out there. I don't think it's fair on Twitch that certain people blatantly break rules yet face no consequences. There are people who violate the terms of service in different ways. Sometimes it's by having overly provocative or sexual content, and sometimes it's by doing other crazy things that just should not be allowed. There are people that do things all the time that would literally get anyone else banned. There are people who have been banned over almost nothing. And then there's people who literally can do anything and it's like nothing happens to them. For example, like, there's people who have gotten banned for like hate speech, but it's just been like Faria, for example, that plays Overwatch, literally just said something about like servers being shit or whatever, like the people on it. And then she got banned, but yet Alinity can yeet her cat across the room into the universe and nothing happens. So I get people's frustration because that is frustrating. It is clearly unfair. It is so obvious that they favor certain people. It's not even subtle. It's not like, oh, we're making argument, like, it's like, no, this person can do whatever they want, and that's a problem. So let's go to the code of conduct for Mixer. Mixer has a portion about hate speech. Hate speech is not tolerated on Mixer under any circumstances. Any derogatory or insulting comment that is directed at a specific group of people may be considered hate speech. And they go on to say that this can include race, age, sexuality, physical characteristics such as weight or glasses, gender identity, disability, military service, religion, and or nationality will be considered hate speech. Breaking this rule is an automatic global ban. They also say that harassment is, not allowed, and they include a list there too. But the one I find most interesting is they say calling a streamer a cam girl and other derivatives referring to physical features, which I think that is interesting because it's nice to see that a platform is going to kind of stick up for, its females. It also includes a section that's saying unwanted sexual comments to a streamer is bannable. And I think it should be, because stuff like this can make the whole streaming experience uncomfortable. When someone comes in and comments on your physical appearance and you're not expecting it, it does make it extremely awkward and uncomfortable. I don't think streamers should have to tolerate behavior like this, because it takes away, again, from your experience and the experience watching you, because it's going to affect your mood. You're not going to be, I do think that people get to a point where it just kind of doesn't bother them anymore. But I know for me personally that would be a huge fear of mine streaming. Would be like, someone coming in and commenting on like something like about me physically that would just, I don't know. It's a weird thing, because that's like not what you're there for, It's weird. But so I think it's nice that they're establishing early on that they're not going to be a community like that they're going to clearly, not tolerate it. And I do want to say before I get into this next portion, I think Mixer has the best intentions when making these rules. Okay, so they get into the mature content. For a family-friendly stream, you should show little to no cleavage. And which I know some people take it too far, but it's hard to define what a little cleavage is. And honestly, let's be real here, if you're a bigger busted female, you probably are going to have a problem with showing less cleavage. I mean, it's just a thing. And for a teen stream, you can reveal more than a hint of cleavage, but still covers entire visible body. And again, it's just like, what is more than a hint? Like, what are these, like, I get that what they're trying to do is define it more so that they don't have Twitch 2.0, where you do have people who, again, are taking it too far. But at the same time, it's like, I don't really like how it's being described. And if you make your stream a mature stream, you can wear crop tops and show more. And like, my thing about that is, in the family-friendly and teen stream, you can't wear crop tops. Crop tops really aren't always that bad. There are crop tops that come down like lower, and then ones that are obviously like super high up. And like, crop tops are pretty like normal to wear in the summertime. And like, it doesn't automatically make you a mature, rated R, watch out for this lady. Like, it's a thing. I don't get it. And again, I get why they're doing this. It's a response to all that Twitch let go on, and them showing that their platform isn't going to be the same, which I think is good. It's good for them to say, hey, Twitch is a nightmare about enforcing the rules, but we're not going to be like that. But I'm going to be honest, I think there's a real problem with how female streamers are perceived versus male streamers. And again, I can make a whole video on this, and I kind of want to. And I think that this is reinforcing that. I do think Mixer honestly needs to rework and rethink their policy. Cleavage isn't always sexual. Crop tops aren't always sexual. And sometimes it's just a thing that happens. Cleavage is when, you have a chest. And again, I think that like always perceiving like females as inherently sexual is a problem. And I think that streamers that are female get sexualized way too much. And again, I think this is still doing that, because men don't have the same clearly defined rules. Now, a lot of people get really angry at Mixer for this, but I do think Mixer has heard what people said, and I do think they probably will revisit. And I do think Mixer has a lot of benefits. There's co-streaming, interactive streaming, an XP system. They've also made it easier to become a partner. Instead of having concurrent viewership, they have other requirements, which I honestly think is amazing, because it rewards people for streaming the things they want to stream versus streaming just what is popular. So Mixer is absolutely doing some things right, but I do think the code of conduct could be revisited. Honestly, it isn't the biggest deal in the world, but I do get why it upsets some people. It's frustrating for a site to put a limit on clothing that isn't even sexual, and kind of define like, this is what is sexual and this is what is not, when like there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, I don't know if that's true. And I get people break and bend the rules, so that's why they're doing it, but I do think there's a better way to go about it. I think that Mixer is going to have an interesting future now that they've taken a gamble on Ninja being their brand. There's people actively streaming on it. I don't know if I'm going to start using Mixer more than I do Twitch as far as like being a viewer. I haven't really had any problems with Mixer, but it's still just not nearly as popular. But it'll be interesting to see how it grows and changes. What are your guys' thoughts? Have you streamed on Mixer? Have you watched as a viewer? Let me know down in the comment section below. See you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.